had several drawbacks as to getting Season 2 underway for Challenge Series and for the Slipstream Racing Series. Challenge Series doesn't really need an introduction. It's going to work the same as it did last season, just with a couple new drivers and a couple new cars. But Slipstream Racing Series is a little more important, so because more changes in between seasons, and it's kind of more of a consistency thing. Now that we've reached the second season is when the world building of SRS is going to begin, as drivers are going in and out of cars, tracks are being rotated in and out of the series, and so on and so forth. Well, first change, you can see I've got a new ride due to the lackluster performance of Alice in this 9 car last season. Hendrick more or less fired her, and I took over because, I just won the championship. I could go pretty much anywhere I wanted to. Some settings have changed around. The entire season will be run on 104 difficulty. Still the same distance, all this stuff is the same. It'll be relaxed yellows for road course events. And the driving, no assists, quite alright. The main thing that's changed are the AI settings. Oops. This is the same, but the AI will be more likely to lose control if they are run into, be it by me or by other AI. And their tire wear effect means less, meaning I figured out that that's why I'm so much faster than them at like the end of the race, because I'll get 4 tires, they'll get 2, and this used to be set to normal, which meant that I had an advantage as the tires got older. Now we should be dead even, as now none of us will have a major impact on performance when our tires start to get aged. I was about to say waged, which is a cross between like worn and aged, and I like stopped myself last second. Also this, so it also makes it so that I will have a harder time recovering from hitting an AI car. The schedule has changed. Still starts at Talladega, goes to Atlanta, Richmond, Dover, New Hampshire, that's a new course. Watkins Glen is way earlier in the season. Michigan, Indianapolis, Iowa, Las Vegas, Auto Club, Phoenix, Bristol's night race, Mid-Ohio, another new track for the schedule, Chicagoland, Kansas, Charlotte, and then 6 repeat courses. Ending the season off at Michigan this time rather than Auto Club. Back to Talladega, so I can look at the standings, which will give us the driver list. Let's see here. Big things that happened in between seasons. The Powerpuff Girls oriented characters, so the 3 of them, and then also Mojo Jojo have hit the road. As much as, was it BMM, I think it would be. The 78 car loses, well, probably loses one of the best drivers that the series had. And that's really the biggest change. That's kind of been the catalyst for everything else that's changed. There will be individual changes, but that's like the big thing is the Powerpuff Girls selection of characters is wiped. Then we'll go down the list as I see them on the thing here. We have, moving from the 32, a big upgrade for this driver. Dr. Heinz Doofenshmirtz is now the driver of the 14, inheriting it from Blossom, who has since left the series. Marissa hangs on to her number 20, but, thank you AJ for that party, Shouldn't that be a racer? Whatever. So relevant. Barely hangs on to her job. Mainly because I'm pretty sure everybody in JGR held on to their job. So, she's on thin ice, though, as I've been told. As the organizer of this Upstream Racing series, I am kind of in contact with most of the team owners and most of the NASCAR officials to help kind of run things smoother, so I get communicated to by various team owners as time progresses. The 78 is now being driven by Hyde Kido, and there's a long story behind him and the drivers of the 22 and 7 cars. And we'll cover those more towards the end of the video. 88, still Kogasa. I believe is the only Hendrick driver who kept their ride. Reimu's still in the 10. I mean, you won the 500, there's no real reason why you'd be fired. Phineas remains the 6. He had an impressive season. My dad is still in the 19. Well, he did his job, which is to just kind of... His job, I wouldn't say, is to play third wheel to the 11 and 18 drivers, but that's kind of what it was last season, and that's all he was expected to do, was just, you know, be a solid third place. Isabella has moved to the Toyota camp, taking the 95. Vert Wheeler remains in the 47. It is now Ramelia who has made a massive upgrade to reach the 41. Kurt Wild still the 11. Alice may have gotten fired from Hendrick, but her career is not totally over because now she has the 12, which is... yeah, same tier, really. Thrasher remains the 4. Nitori is still in the 42. Natsuki is still in the 2. And then we have the 22. Well, Buttercup left, vacated the 12. Alice took that. I took the 9, so... Though, she was fired before I was hired, so it's not like I directly kicked her out of the seat. But... Taylor also moved teams. So, Linne, L-I-N-N-E, it looks like it should be Lynn, but it's not, trust me, drives the 22. And she is friends with Hyde, who drove the 78. Tyler's still in the 18. I mean, God, it'd be a sin if he got fired. He was second in points. Monica is still in the 1. Sayori has moved to the 48. She got a huge upgrade. I'm not really sure if she totally earned it per se, but she got it. Keenan was given the 43, and this time he actually gets to be in the series. He was the 36 before, but after I left the 43, they couldn't really find many other people. Kimuri Kitano, a junior driver working his way up the Challenge Series ranks, is a Toyota support driver, or Toyota kind of reserve driver, driving the 49. 00 is now Madison, who is also a lower tier Challenge Series driver. Riley has moved from the 00 herself to the 13. Small improvement, but nothing really drastic. Wreck-It Ralph has joined the SRS paddock, and he is the 66. Ferb's still the 17. Those two were kind of a package deal. If Roush fired one, the other one would leave. So Banzi remains in the 73, even though he did literally nothing last year. Gina has moved to the 96. The 7 is Seth, who is also associated with Linne and Hyde. Ryan Storm got to the 32, hence why Wreck-It Ralph was able to take the 66. Suwako got a really real bad knock really know if she deserved it, but now she's the 34. She'll be good at plate tracks. That car's Super Speedway program is good, so, I mean, she'll be competitive for 3 races actually. Yomo still has a 77. Dexter, like Dexter's Laboratory, has taken the 16. He was the last second entrant. Moku also got absolutely dunked on, and she is the 38. Now, she was the 24 beforehand. Taro, still in the 3. It is now Kadim, who got not really an upgrade, he just kind of moved sideways. He moved to Chevy. He went from the 34 to the 8, but with how the 8 did last season, I'm not sure if that's a huge upgrade. I guess it remains to be seen if it was the car, or if it was Bubbles. Jake still has the 21. The new driver over the 24 is Taylor. This is why Moku got dropped down to the 38, because Taylor took her seat, and that left the 22 open for Linné. 36 is here this time, and this one's Thomas O'Reilly, one of the mainstay competitors of the Challenge Series. 62 is Sakuya. Still kind of why the 95 was left open for Isabella, after Gina went to the 96. And then there's me. The 2 cars this time that didn't make it to the full grid. The 51 was supposed to be Vanellope, but that team doesn't have its charter on hand, so she missed out on that one. The charter is basically what you need to be a full-time car in the series. And then we had preseason tests at Charlotte and at Talladega. Maybe weren't the safest tracks to pick for tests. We probably could have done something like Charlotte and like, I don't know, Richmond or Phoenix or something, but no, we did Dega. I don't know why. Kogasa did actually win the test race at Talladega. The Charlotte one was won by Tyler. Big surprise there. He's got revenge from when I stole the real thing from him. However, during the Talladega race, a big one occurred, and Mark Wilde, who would have been 37, was very badly injured. His, one of his arms, I believe it was his right arm, is not currently in working order. He may return next season, I don't know. But he's certainly not going to be a part of this one. And his team on the 37, the team that owns the 37, could not find a replacement driver. So yeah, they are not here. And yeah, that's pretty much that's the lay of the land here. As for the source from the drivers of the 7, 78, and 22 cars, they are a group of 3 who they came from a fighting game that I streamed a while ago named Under Night in Birth, and it's one of those anime fighting games, but some of the music that was used in the previous season and will probably still be used in this season came from that game, one of which was actually Seth's theme. And then also a theme that plays when Seth and Linné's theme was also one of them. Her theme was like the singular song that was used past like Race 13 that doesn't have a guitar in it. And it quickly has become one of my favorite video game songs, just like, period. What is interesting, though, about these characters is the fact that, they, almost like the Doki Doki Literature Club characters, Natsuki, Monika, and Sayori, Linné, at least, was also supposed to be dead at the end of the game, because the basic story behind her is she's in stuck in an eternal loop of reincarnation, and she just wants that to kind of stop. But there are only certain weapons that can actually eliminate her soul and not just the body it's in. And the two people that have those weapons are Hyde and Seth. So, go figure. Now those three are competing here, and it'd be interesting to see how if that rivalry ever exists on track between Seth and the other two characters. Hyde and Linnea are, I guess, not really so much friends. They're just kind of like partners by circumstance. I don't know. It's hard to exactly explain it. But they'll be, well, they'll be more powerful in the night races, as I've been told. I don't know if that remains to be seen if that's true or not, but there will be plenty of night races. I mean, the third race of the season is at Richmond, which is a night race. And then Iowa's a night race. This is a night race. This is a night race. This is a night race. I think this might be a night race. I'm not sure. This is obviously one. And that's it. Will they hold up their end?